Hello, my name is Ron, and today we're going to have a look at a Instek GRG-450B RF signal generator. I bought this used in September of 2022, just a month ago, because I wanted to do some alignment on some old antique radios. But what I have found is that the stability of the frequency of this signal generator is kind of out of whack and drifting all over the place. And I wasn't sure if it was the signal generator or a frequency counter that I bought recently on eBay for $20. But my frequency counter is right on, spot on, and I suspect this Instek frequency RF signal generator is faulty. It's was made in the 90s, I believe, early 90s, so it's on 30 years old, so it's probably got some internal problems. So first of all, I just wanted to prove that my cheap $20 eBay frequency counter is okay. I bought this recently as well, a PLJ8 LED, and I mounted it in a small plastic box, put a BNC connector on it. There's some information on the internet regarding these frequency counters, and I just wanted to verify the frequency of it. And fortunately, I had a friend that has a spectrum analyzer that was able to loan it to me for a while, an IFR 2399 spectrum analyzer, and this has a calibrated 20 or should say a 10 megahertz calibrated output on it, and that did show me that the calibration of my frequency counter is good. So I've got the cable connected into the back of the frequency, or to the spectrum analyzer right now, and I'm just going to connect it onto the frequency counter. And I'm going to have to turn off the lights here to get a proper display here because my phone is not picking up the display. So there you can see the display is right on. We're right within 1 hertz at 10 megahertz, so that shows that this frequency counter is indeed good. So now I have the output of the signal generator connected to my spectrum analyzer, and also the frequency monitor is connected to the frequency counter. And what I'll do is put the output of the signal generator to 10 megahertz, and if you watch the spectrum analyzer, I've got it set already for a frequency of 10 megahertz with a span of 1 megahertz, and I can dial it in here so that it's showing 10 megahertz. So the problem is here, even with it nothing touching the dial right now, you will see that the frequency counter is drifting all over the place. And again, I have to turn off the light here to get a proper video. So here is the frequency counter, and you can see the last 3 digits are moving a fair bit. And in my tests over the last couple days, I have found that I just can't get any stability out of this frequency signal generator. I opened up the Instek RF signal generator, and I determined that on the circuit boards there's about 9 electrolytic capacitors. Can't see them all that well here in the video, but I've identified them and made a listing of all the electrolytics, and I'm going to order all 9 and replace them and see if that helps make the output stable. What I did while they were still in circuit, I have an ESR meter that I bought on eBay again a while ago, equivalent series resistance, and some of the capacitors in circuit did indeed look like they were basically open. So as I said, the next step will be to order some capacitors, probably from DigiKey. That's a place that I order from quite regularly, and see if that helps stabilize this thing. I could not find a schematic for this signal generator. So just by observing the boards, and these are my own designations, these are the capacitors that I found. The RF board has 3 capacitors, and I don't have the designation C number on them yet because I can't really get at the board till I take it apart, but I could see the values of the capacitors. The modulation board, what I'm calling a modulation board, has 4 capacitors on it. The RF output board has 1 capacitor, and the power supply also has 1 capacitor. So when I get all of these electrolytic capacitors in, I will see what happens. I'm going to order 50 volt capacitors for all of them rather than some of them are marked at 25, but I'm going to order 50 for all of them.